Welcome to day 105 of our Get Your Goals annual challenge. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, and we're going to use this Who's tool to help us get our spiritual goals. It's a tool I forgot about until I was reminded when I was hanging out with one of my sisters yesterday. We were talking about something, and she didn't refer to this because I don't think she's ever heard of this tool, and I actually forgot about it. But it's called the Who Does That Belong To, or Who Does This Belong To tool. And this, of course, belongs to my 2-year-old granddaughter. This is her little Easter bunny, and I love it because it's my favorite color. But today we're going to talk about this tool. We're not going to go into it in depth because it takes some time. I will tell you they have an app for it now, which doesn't surprise me. I first discovered it when I had my sudden cardiac arrest. After my sudden cardiac arrest, I went on a journey to figure out what the heck had happened, why it had happened, and what I could do about it to make sure I didn't have a repeat of that event. Once in a lifetime is enough as far as I am concerned. So one of the things I came across was a teleseries. There was back in the day before they had video and everyone had access to video like we do now. There were telesummits, teleseminars, interviews and things, meaning just the recordings. And a man by the name of Darius Barasante, and I believe he's still online today, but he's probably doing video instead of audio. He had a guest on there named Dr. Dane here. And he also had a woman by the name of Ricky Zimmerman. And I listened to them a lot because they shared this tool called Who Does That Belong To, or Who Does This Belong To? And I tried it back then. It was really, really powerful. It helped me to let go of a lot of stuff that really wasn't mine. And Dr. Hare today has an app. He's taken this tool and put it in app form so you can have it on your phone and it can do reminders. Now, I didn't go through the whole app. I downloaded it on my phone yesterday and I watched the first video, which I've seen before, and I was reminded of the power of whenever a thought, a feeling, a belief, or anything comes up and it makes you feel bad or negative or sad or disappointed or any of the negative emotions that we learned about in February, the first thing we should do is say, who does that belong to? Who does this belong to? Because 98% of the time, it's not ours. Now, how incredible is that to think that we are being influenced to the extent that 98% of the stuff we think is our problem or our business or something we have to stress out, worry, or fear about isn't even ours. And here's what you do. And I'm going to make a recommendation, and you can do it or not. It depends if it feels right for you. It totally feels right for me. So this is what I'm going to do about it today. I'm going to go back and revisit this tool and revisit this app and see how it can benefit me, because I believe, like many other people, a whole lot of the stuff that I personally take on, that I think and I feel bad about, actually isn't even mine, and I have no ability to control or do anything about it. Because guess what? We can only control and do anything about the things that we own and we have control over. We like to think that we can control everything, and some people like to think that they can control everything. I used to think I could control a lot more than I actually have the ability to these days. But that's why this is such a powerful tool. So something comes up, you ask yourself, who does that belong to? And if you ask that question and it in any way makes you feel lighter, better, less stressed, then you know it's not your problem. So you immediately say, return to sender. And now, instead of owning and trying to solve all of the world's problems and everybody else's problems, you're only spending your time and energy on the things that you can really control and the things that actually really matter to you. This is an incredible way to uplift our spirit, right? If now we're taking and getting rid of 90% of the stuff that isn't ours and we're focusing on the 2%, think how quickly and easily we can make changes and things go our way in our life. So Dr. here recommends that you do this for 3 days, because that starts to clear out and helps show you all of the different ways that you are taking on other people's problems. Oh, it's raining outside. That makes me feel bad. Well, who does that belong to? How much control do I have over the weather? None. Therefore, I'm going to return that to sender, and I'm going to put my time and energy and thoughts on something else, something that is happier, lighter, and benefits me in some way, shape, or form. Because we're all here to have a great life. We're not here to stress and struggle about everything. It's one of the reasons I haven't watched the news for decades. When you watch the news, when you listen to the media, when you go on social media and scroll through all the terrible things that are happening in the world, what happens? It makes you feel bad, right? And most of us never say, well, who does that belong to? And realize that we have no business worrying about all of the things that we have absolutely no control over. So return all those things to sender if you feel like you need to stay informed and watch the news, but don't let all of that negativity, because negativity gets attention, right? Don't let any or all of that into your life. And then there's 2 more steps to this. I did not watch the second and the third video. I'm going to watch them today because I want to refresh my memory and use this tool for the next 3 days. Why? Because I know I'm dealing with a lot of garbage that isn't even mine. So then if there's a couple ways this goes, right? If you say, who does that belong to? And you feel lighter, you return it to sender because it's not yours and you don't have to deal with it. If you say, who does that belong to? And you get a it's mine, it's my problem, it's my responsibility, it's based on a choice I've made or a decision I've made or a thought or a belief I have, then you own it and you go on and you do a clearing statement. And I remember the clearing statement. I did this probably for a few months back when I first learned about this tool, and it helped to free up a lot of my energy so that I could heal from my sudden cardiac arrest better, faster, and in a more positive way. And it helped me make difficult changes in my life that I had been resisting and putting off changing because I was afraid. But the clearing statement is right and wrong, good and bad, POC and POD, all 9, shorts, boys, POVADs, and beyond. And that all stands for something that you don't have to remember on a conscious level, because you let your subconscious, you read it and you listen to the video, it goes in your subconscious, so then you only have to say the short version of that. And that helps to clear out all of the garbage that we've added on to whatever the thing is that's ours. Because a lot of times something happens to us when we're a kid, and then we spend decades believing that that's true for us when it's all a lie. And so this is a great tool for clearing that. I'm going to recommend, and I'm going to do, but you don't have to do, that you Google, who does that belong to? And the first thing that will come up is Dr. Dane here, and the first video that is actually also on the app. I downloaded the app for free at the Play Store because I have an Android, and I listened to the first video, but I was babysitting my granddaughters last night, so I didn't have time to listen to the others and actually go through the whole process. So today I'm committing that my action item is I'm going to do that. But if you don't do anything else, just add the question, who does that belong to your activity today, and just see what comes up, and notice how many times when you ask that question you feel lighter, meaning you're taking on a whole lot of stuff that isn't even yours to deal with. Questions about this, hit me up. I'm going to be refreshing my memory about it right along with you today if you so desire. Otherwise, just ask yourself the question a few times today and see if you notice if you're dealing with more of other people's problems and responsibilities or your own. All right, have an awesome day, and I'll of course be with you tomorrow.